to start the show, start the show. It's your comics, reviews, or don't you know? From arcade console gaming and app games pinball, then add a little bit of VR. Come hang out at Nick's Reviews, Nick's Reviews, Nick's Reviews, Nick's Reviews.
All right, hello, and welcome to the show, everybody. It's your pal Nick's, don't you know? And how is everybody doing today? And today, in this video, we are going to be looking at the connectivity of the X-Arcade tank stick with the Pinball Haptic kit installed to Pinball FX2 VR, or what it's called now is Pinball FX was it Classic VR? I think that's what it's called now. It's very confusing. How's it going, guys? So anyway, before we start, so when you start your Quest up, and this is the dongle you're using. If you see on my camera here, so this is the dongle that comes with the tank stick. So on the side of it, if you can see it right there, there's a button that you got to press. So that switches the modes, right? So the initial mode is what do we call it? Is a keyboard mode. This is the first mode that this is in. So if you press it one time, you'll put it in X input dual player mode, and then if you hit it a third time, you're going to put it into X input, and for single I think, yeah, that's what it just says, X input. So it's that third setting on this button press that you want to use to play the FX Classic and the Star Wars Pinball in VR. Pardon me 1 second. And then if you want to play like just pinball like FX, I think you would just put it in. I'm gonna have to look into that later on. I'm gonna try to hook this up to my PC and the X-Arcade and seeing if I can get Pinball FX working on that. But anyway, so I've already got this paired already, so I'm gonna put the headset on right now. All right, so we're in the menu right here. So as it's paired, the joystick here is going to act to navigate your menus. So you can see how I'm navigating the menus here. Up, down, left, right. Now, to select something, this is the button here, not this top one here, one down on this side. That's mapped to the A button. Now I have the settings within this software on default settings. So this is where A button is mapped right here. And the B button is mapped over here. Also, directional buttons are mapped on this side, where this is up and down, right? And then right here is down here, these two buttons down here is left, right. Okay. So if you don't want to use the joystick, you can kind of do it that way. All right, so let's go down here. So I'm going to hit the A button here to go into the menu here. So basically, this is the default settings that it's set to. So if I want to hit the B button here and go into the other options, so let's go into audio. So this is how I've got the audio set up. Master volume all the way up. Sound effect volume is like at 5. Music volume is at like 2. Physics volume all the way up. And I think that's a good volume mixture settings to have in here with the X-Arcade with the haptic kit and the controls with the knobs on the top. Absolutely. I'm going to check the chat here. Dude, you're already confused. It's not that simple. It has to do with this dongle, right? To switch it over to the mode that it needs to be in to play with this software. But yes, yeah, I had to fiddle around with this to figure out what the buttons did to navigate the menus here. And it's pretty simple because you don't really need a lot of buttons for the menu. You just got to remember what the B button is for back in here, which is over here, player 2, this top button. Okay. And then actually, there's one more setting that is relevant. Let me go into the view mode here. Oh no, not that one. Oh, it's accessibility. That's what I want to go into. That's the one. Accessibility. So my height adjustment, anyways, for my height and the distance, I've got it set to -5 and then 0 tilted view, and then that's how I get this view looking like this right here. All right, so let's hit the back button here. Let's go over to the restart the game, and that'll start the game right there. And now I can use the plunger right here. Let's see if I still got this. Yeah, I can use the plunger right here, and bang, there we go. That works all nice. I'm going to get this ball stopped for a second. I want to show you the nudge. So the nudging on this table is a little bit delayed, and I feel like you have to really nudge the table, and there's no way to adjust the in-game nudge settings with this software. So you gotta really see how I shook that table to get that nudge to be the way it was. Let's do it again. Another nudge pass. I tilted the table, but like compared to the Pinball FX VR, you have to nudge like more so in this software, I find. You've played too many concussion Swiss cheese. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward though. You just have, like I said, you just have to change the setting on the dongle, and there will be an audio cue. You do that while you got the software going. Like just get the X Arcade on and get the headset on with the dongle plugged in, and then boot up the software. And then once you're in there, click it a couple times, that button on the dongle, and boom, you're all set to go. Switches it to the correct mode, and then boom, just like that. Let's see if we can get some nudging going. See how it's like a little delayed, but like you see how the different nudges. See how that's a light nudge, but like I really gotta really go in there. At least that's for the forward nudge anyway. The side nudge is not too bad. Tried that forward nudge. Yeah, see how I bumped it a little bit? Like I really got to give it a good bump to get that nudge. So and then like from here, like you're going to be using the buttons to navigate the menus here. And so like you're in here, you're just going to look at all this stuff. And then if you want to like switch the table, these two buttons are the L and right trigger buttons. So if you want to put your different tables up here. Yeah, let's do Jaws. You just have to look at it. Boom. And here we are. Loads right up. Pull up plunger.
Come on, Chief. It ain't that hard. Looky there.
So like you really got to give it a good push.
Still haven't caught the beast. Nice shot. Oh, that was close. You're here for the numbers, aren't you? I'm here to catch a shark.
All right, bang. So the plunger works really good for the skill shots, like pulling it back. The plunger works better, I find, in this version. And like I said in my previous video, Pinball FX VR, they have to program that in. Keep in mind that's relatively newer software, and it's a different control scheme in how that's programmed. Whereas this is programmed the way it is, where you can use the X input. So it's acting like an Xbox controller right now. The X Arcade, the mode that it's in. Whereas the first mode that dongle's in, mode 1, is keyboard, and that's how Pinball FX VR is mapped. Oh, look at that nice nudge pass. So this is fun, being able to do the nudge passes with this and getting this all going. And like I said, this brings new life into this older software with the limited games that this has. And I've been enjoying this all afternoon, playing Castle Quest and all that stuff. But pretty straightforward how you gotta hook it up. Like I said, it's just all a matter of hitting that dongle twice, and then boom, it's in the mode it's supposed to be in. And as long as you've got the in-game settings here set to default, it's going to be paired the way I showed you up here, because that's recognizing it's recognizing that button as the A button. Oh, hold on. It's recognizing that as the A button. It's recognizing that as the B button. Right trigger, or sorry, left trigger, right trigger, and this is like the up and down buttons, and then like left, right. Yeah, you'll get accustomed to how it's set up, and it'll become intuitive the more you use the interface with this particular software. But like I said, you don't need to know much on here to navigate everything in the game here to adjust all the settings. It's pretty straightforward and easy, and I'm like having such a blast. Now I'm gonna go look into the chat here. Do you have the offset feed installed? Yes, yes, RetroCheck. That is a great question. I absolutely do have the feed installed, and that's allowing me to shake the machine the way you saw in the video right down here. Yes, this is it working? Oh, did that freeze? No, no. Did it freeze? I can't tell. No, no, it didn't freeze. There we go. No, I'm watching a video that's delayed. There we go. Because I'm looking at my phone. Oh my gosh. But yeah, but like I said, I find I have to really forcefully nudge this thing with this software. There's no in-game adjustment settings, and the accelerometers inside here, they're set the way they're set. And I think um, I don't know if there's a way to adjust it or not. I'd have to. I'm gonna report back to X Arcade my findings today. Um, Through this video, I'm going to send them a link and then just show them how forcefully I had to, especially the forward nudge, how forcefully I had to nudge that just to get that to up nudge to the right amount of force that you can do that nudge pass, and you can compare like the ability for this game to nudge just by using the joysticks. So I'm gonna just load up this software and just get the game going, and like you can see it, like I'm pressing the joystick and you can see how forceful the max like nudging is on the table, and how much I physically had to nudge the table myself to get it to recreate what the joystick does. So but it adds that feel of realism, because like a real pinball table like is heavy, and you're going to be having to forcefully nudge it to get it to do what you want. So but I do find, I think there's a slight delay in this software with the nudging, um, because of how when the nudge sensor picks it up, especially with that forceful nudge. It's almost like as soon as like I nudge forward, and then it makes like that whiplash kind of motion um, on the return. Freaking, that's when it picks it up. If that makes any sense at all. So there's that slight delay, but if you can adjust to I think it's just a slight adjusting to the gameplay to be able to do that. Like I was able to do those nudge passes and successfully, um, as long as I had the right amount of force. It was timed perfectly. All right, I'm reading your message. You don't like the accelerometers because the nudge forward and back instead of the tilt bob. Yeah, that's kind of what I think. That's, yeah, you kind of understand what I'm saying there. So that's where that delay is coming from a little bit, and I think you guys saw that in the video. I'm gonna watch it back and see if it picked it up in the video, like just when the actual nudge activated. As for the flipper reactions, like it was pretty smooth. I didn't feel any delay. The ball did not feel heavy at all. It was nice and light. Um, and the ball physics felt really good with the audio settings, the way I had it set up, and the dials on the top of the X Arcade for the speakers and all that, everything set up. It felt like I was like the other software, Pinball FX VR, in how I felt the jets, the bumpers, all that stuff, the ball rolling on the table felt really really nice. So it definitely, this is fantastic that we're able to play this old software again with this hardware. So my next endeavor is going to be going over to the Star Wars pinball and seeing if that works just as easily, like pretty much plug and play. So thank you all for joining me, and have a great rest of your weekend. Right on. Later, everybody.
It's time to end the show. End the show. It's your pal Nick's Reviews. Oh, don't you know? Don't you know? From arcade console gaming